to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, hello. Welcome all to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Very well. It's good to see Isis back.
Yeah.
In one piece.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's missing some things, but, dude, he usually comes back from these things wearing some of the gayest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, it's got the hat.
So. Yeah, I'm kind of fond of that hat, though. Gotta be honest with you.
If you had to wear it, I mean, it looks good on him, I guess. But
yeah, no, I wouldn't wear it. But as far as, like, the level of gayness that he usually comes back
relatively
with,
speaking, it's not a bad hat.
The only problem is I'm already realizing, like, they had black ones with just the U and different colors, which I didn't like. I like more flashy stuff, but this white, if you look, it's literally already starting to get a little, like, I'm going to have to actually wash this.
Yeah, you're not a good dude to have white things.
I know, but I like it, and I wanted it for the weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So how was
off the hooky.
How was your trip, E? You were down in South Beach, Miami area? That's South Beach, right? I keep saying that. Yeah,
I did. I went to a pool party on South Beach, so I guess. I mean, we were downtown Miami, I guess. Incredible. The fest. I know you guys. I know most of our listeners don't listen to this type of music by any means.
You don't need to say that every time.
Okay,
we know.
But if you're into it, incredible. Ultra Miami, compared to other festivals that I go to, like when I talk about the Forest, a lot of them
Happy
do.
Foresty.
Of course, a lot of those do have other stuff where it's like, oh, we're looking at these trees and we're exploring. It's like hippie shit.
Sure.
Ultra Miami is known like it's for the music. They have sets, or they have stages, and they have sets. There's no
gimmicks.
Walking around under,
Well, also
fairy
you're
trees.
in Miami. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great point.
That.
You're not in like northwest Michigan. Miami's a little different.
Yeah, but even EDC Orlando, when I went there, they still tried to have, the little, people walking around, like, fairy tales and shit like that. So,
Sure.
So,
Did you
yeah.
meet up with the Turtle family?
Well, one of the members,
Yeah.
as I think I said,
There's some
came from
dysfunction in the
Chicago.
family.
There's
I
gotta
just
be.
feel it. Yep.
No. It's just that not everyone can go to every festival. I mean,
Did you hang with him or her the whole time?
A lot of it.
Uh-oh.
A lot of it.
Why not the whole
Well,
time? It's a family member, man.
We listen to, we have, when you go to shows like this, though, a lot of times you have sets that you want to see versus sets that he doesn't want to see. So there are a mixture of different DJs that I wanted to see. So luckily, we're both pretty independent.
What's the deal with family? I know, like, incest is off the table for most families, but as far as the Turtle family goes, if there was a hot chick in the Turtle family, are you allowed to bang her?
Yes, you
are.
are.
Okay,
allowed to
interesting.
do that.
Yeah, I didn't know
it's
that.
It's not a real family in the sense that it's not a makeup.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't know if you know
Comments
how that
like
works.
that are going to make sure it doesn't stay a real family.
Not sure if you know how that works, but anyway, I don't know.
Well, we don't want to spend too much time on this.
that's fine.
I understand there were a couple things that happened.
Yeah.
Are
from
you?
what I
Are you?
I'm apprised of these things.
You're apprised. Okay, where would you like to start, Jay?
Wherever Isis thinks the right place to start is. I trust Isis to tell his story as the crow flies.
Well, I guess the first one would be is Friday night. I lost my phone at the festival.
That's the brand new iPhone X you just got like a month ago.
Christmas, but yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isis.
Oh, Isis.
On Friday.
On Friday.
Couldn't have been Sunday, Had to be,
I was checking my. I know. I don't really know.
So where'd you lose it, E?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Knew he was gonna
I
say
kind of
that.
knew where I had it.
How do you lose phones
Dude,
and keys, dude? It's just
Sitting on the back of a gas pump or something, right?
You
Top
don't
of the gas
understand,
pump.
Jay. Like, you guys a lot of times will leave at the same time. You guys do it all the time. You guys will leave. Jay backs out, and I don't see him for 20 hours. It's just
It's like clockwork.
clockwork. You just you back out of the driveway and you're gone. And I know I'm not going to see you for a while.
Normal human behavior.
Yes. Isis backs out, and I would say 75% of the time, give it 5 minutes, and then you hear the door open, and then, shit, sorry, dude. Forgot my phone. Forgot my shoes. Forgot my keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just unbelievable to me to lose a phone of all things.
I know. It was. I don't even know how much I would have paid.
Were you drunk?
Dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, but that
What do you suppose happened? Did it get stolen?
think-
Did you leave it somewhere?
I think I put it I kept pulling it out, and I went to place it in my pocket. Probably
You missed.
I will say there was a lot of ended up being a lot of theft. I heard from a few
that's not
people.
right. That's not the vibe we're going
No,
for.
not
either.
an EDM
So I
fest.
did hear that people were going into pockets, and dude, it's amazing that it doesn't happen more at these festivals. Honestly, I know rock festivals are bad too. I know, I get it, but like, dude, these are all just like big, parking lots, and you're just sitting there. I mean, and people are just jumping
It's
up
crazy
and down.
that someone
and
would
like,
view Isis as a susceptible victim, isn't
I know.
it?
Yeah,
Oh my
it
God.
does. That's
I know.
surprising. Yeah, shocking almost.
Which that was, I will say
So you weren't able to do any posts,
I know.
social media
I know.
over
What's the
weekend?
point? Why even freaking go to something if I can't put it on my Snapchat? Like, I don't
What's
even
the
understand
point?
what I'm doing here.
Did you get free tickets?
No, I had to pay for these.
Oof, how much did that run you?
Man.
$500.
Oh, shitty.
Damn, E.
This is
And
an
you have no
expensive
pictures
weekend.
of it? Wow, this is
Luckily, I have a
waste.
friend that took pictures, but not like ones enough as I would take, like ones I would want for myself.
If
Yeah.
Isis goes to an EDM festival and doesn't post about it, did it really happen?
I'm gonna say no.
Well, luckily, I do have pictures of me there, so I guess I do have some from him. I would say and dude, trust me, I don't know what I would have paid to get my phone back. Like, honestly, so I'm not going to suggest that I'm happy with it. The only bright side to it was without this constant, once I got over the fact that it's gone, without the constant thought of like, oh, I should put this on Snapchat. Oh, how many people?
It was freeing, wasn't it, Isis?
I was able to just sit there and be like, well, it's irrelevant, so just watch this set and enjoy the music.
Wow,
like
the olden days.
Yeah.
And
Here's
again,
the problem, though. Like, if I lost my phone, I don't think I know a single. I could call like your number when
that
you were
is
growing up.
yes.
Yeah.
I could call Derek's.
478-3995.
Yeah,
477-4620.
Yeah, I could call like those
Right.
numbers. But other than that,
Yes.
if I had to get a hold of you, it would, dude. I
You'd be
honestly,
like 248.
I would seriously, like, if I had to get to you, it would take. Let's see. Do I know anybody's phone number who might have your phone number off the top of my? I don't know that I
No,
do.
I don't either.
And so it would be. I would have to call 911 and just say I'm lost. I don't have my phone. Can someone come pick me up in Miami?
911.
No, you're
It's the only number he knows by
I know
heart.
911.
you are right about that. And the problem was I wasn't with a big group. I was with, well, what ended up being 3. But I was
You
with.
thought it would be bigger?
Well, no, but I'm saying that
You were
without
disappointed in the size
no,
of the group.
without the phone,
Sounded like you were.
without that phone, and not knowing numbers, dude, those things are very big and it can get lost very easily. And it's just like it just makes it. Whereas if I had my phone, I can go exploring to other stages. I can go do this or that. You can easily get lost in the crowd at these things. So yeah, I mean, it's like I had to be with these people
Yeah,
at all
you didn't
times.
have a tether otherwise.
Yeah.
So, and it was like even like when the one person wanted to see one set and I wanted to see kind of one, I had to like, even if I had to leave a little early on something, I had to just so I could like be handed off from one to the other.
That
Yeah, this-
sucks, man. It's
this is how
olden
we
days.
grew up, man.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
We'd go to events and just not see each other the whole
I
time.
know,
It was like,
I know.
We couldn't hook up.
It was like, well, if we don't run into him at 7-Eleven, maybe we'll see
Yeah.
him at the Taco Bell at 1
I know.
in the
and
morning, you know?
I know. And here the problem. The problem is too though is I don't think to remember or to write down the address I'm staying at because I'm staying at an Airbnb, not like a hotel necessarily, where I can be like, oh, it's the Holiday Inn downtown.
Well,
And
let's
so-
shift gears to that.
Okay.
You were, the Airbnb you were staying at, I remember there was some discussion that you had an extra room. Perhaps you could offset some costs. There was a
Jesus.
lovely lady
Well.
that was perhaps interested in renting a room
I-
from you.
I don't know that I actually even knew if I had the room or not, but I saw on the Ultra Facebook page that somebody. I mean, it was a shitty situation. Apparently, they were going to go with some friends. It didn't work out, and their friends
Irrelevant.
were
They
going
reached out to you,
Okay.
and it turns out you've got 2 beds in one room.
I have a bed. I have a 1-bedroom apartment in the end. It's 1 bedroom, and then there's one that has a day bed and a rollaway bed underneath it.
Sure.
I don't know that. I just know that it says it can
Sleeps
3
3.
Yeah, it says it sleeps 3. So I'm like, hey, we got an extra room.
Yeah.
Just-
Did you scout her out? Was she
Just kind of a
cute,
coincidence that she happened to be pretty good looking. I would say,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm that didn't hurt the
Or?
cause.
So did you use protection or how did that go?
No.
Oh, you barebacked it. Even better, dude.
Yeah,
Nice.
no,
Nice.
no, that
Nice.
nothing happened.
You had no Congress.
No Congress.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know.
Surprising.
Yeah, I know. Right. She was actually pretty decent looking too, which
Oh,
even makes
man.
it more upsetting. I will say in the end, though, if it weren't for her, my phone loss would have been, honestly, I'm not just saying this, would have been even way worse. Because, again, my other friend is kind of we're just different on a lot of things.
Yeah, he likes this music. We got it.
So, like, this girl liked a lot of the other stuff, and she had a phone, too, so obviously. So, like, I ended up splitting half of it and, like, we went to an after party the one night way later than the friend went. And so, like, she did save me a lot. Like, honestly, if she hadn't been there would have been stuff that would have affected me big time more without the phone. But
I don't know what that means. But so did you get drunk and try to hook up with her?
I'm starting to realize that it's like I just don't have. There's a long story to some of this that could get into the weeds. So I was thinking maybe I could talk about some of it in extra content. But I'll just say that maybe do an extra content segment about it where I really get into it. But I will just say, like, I felt like I was putting out a vibe that I was maybe into her, but I clearly wasn't enough. And then she's one of these girls, when you're an attractive young girl.
She hooked up with someone else.
She did not hook up with anybody else. But you can tell she just has a lot of friends. She goes to Miami every year, apparently. And how hard would it be for a young, hot chick to make a lot of friends and have a lot of guy friends, too? Like,
Sure.
the last night, for example, Sunday night when we're there, we go to an after party after the festival ends. And I go with her, my buddy, her, and my buddy. My buddy ends up leaving without telling me. And so I don't have a phone, so I can't get an Uber Lyft. I don't know how to get the address to the place I'm going to. And she ends up hanging out with this dude in, like, the VIP site.
Oh, man.
And I still like the music. Like, the DJ was incredible for an after party like that. It really was.
Irrelevant.
But it was like, now I'm just sitting there by myself.
Tethered to her because you need her for her phone.
And I'm like, and it's like I see that she's in the pool dancing with this guy, and I'm just sitting,
man.
and I'm just liking the DJ, but in reality, at this point, I'm dead tired. I have a 7 a.m. I got to wake up at 5:30 to get to the airport, and now it's like 2 in the morning, 2:33 in the morning.
This is one of those things like you would see in 80s movies where it was like, yeah, I'm going to the dance with my boyfriend, and the mom would be like, take your little brother. And they make you take your little brother, and he's just hanging out in the corner.
That's Jesus.
He was little brother.
Yeah.
And she was hooking up with this guy bigly. I mean, just macking and grinding in that pool.
Overall, good weekend, though, Isis?
Overall, I would. Ultra was insane, amazing, really amazing.
Yeah, we
for
heard that
type of
Swedish
music.
supergroup reformed.
Swedish House
right?
Mafia did come
Yeah.
back. I thought it was okay. In the end, I'm actually bummed. I think if I'd known what I know after going to that set, I think I probably would have gone and seen a different set.
Really?
There was another big surprise. It was this Above and Beyond. It was at another stage. I don't know. I just thought it was okay. I just thought they didn't. I don't know. I thought
The other thing I noticed, did your mom go with you to the event? Was she in Miami too?
no.
Hi, Mrs. Fady.
Why?
Well, because I thought you were coming from the airport and your mom brought you here.
Yeah, that's
today to
another-
the studio. So I just assumed maybe she was tearing up the EDM fest with you in Miami.
So, like, when I was leaving to go to the airport, stupidly, I'm trying to save 10 minutes. I thought I had to get. I thought that I was going to have to get here faster. I thought that who knows when you're playing? What if it's late? This and that. So I didn't want to have to drive all the way home, all the way to Mike's. So I'm like, okay, I'll park the car somewhere halfway. And we showed up at the Walmart parking lot in Novi, and it wasn't there anymore.
Shit, you left it there like 4 days, man.
I know. But I thought Walmart 24 hours. Is someone really going to notice a Grand Prix in the back?
So what makes you think it's been towed? You're under the
called
impression it was towed.
I called the Novi police, and they know where it is.
Yeah, and would
so.
anyone really want that thing?
Yeah, that's true. Even if you broke in, you'd see the contents and be like, oh.
I know. Looking at it now, even my mom. I mean, my mom was there too. She's a functioning adult. She could have maybe thought, hey, but we both kind of thought, yeah, but it's Walmart. Who's really gonna
Your
notice
mom
her?
was involved in the drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, my
I'd
mom
have been
came
like,
with me
no,
when I
Isis,
dropped
put
it.
it in the blue lot like all adults. and
Yeah.
Pay.
Pay the $50, whatever.
I know. I know. All the
'Cause
save
it's gonna
$50
cost you a
fucking
lot
dollars.
more,
I know. Now it's gonna probably be.
towed.
I don't even know how much
Oh,
because I don't know what day it was
Those
towed.
places suck too. Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know what day it was.
You hope it was last night late.
Right.
But it's likely that it was Thursday.
I know this is going to affect. I will tell you, the phone and this car is going to affect. Not that I'll go to festivals or on a trip, but it will affect how far away that next one is because it's almost a trip now. It's almost a whole nother trip between. I do have insurance.
Oh, you mean the car?
Yeah. Luckily, I have insurance on my phone, so it's not like I have to buy up. But it's still. It's not
Jesus.
cheap.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. The festival was awesome.
Welcome
I guess,
back,
so
E. I'm
thank
glad you had fun.
Yeah, you're going to have to bring it, though, dude, because Timothy was here yesterday
know.
sitting in your chair, and he did a pretty damn good job.
Pretty good.
Hey,
Wow.
this segment is brought to you by Mayer and Company Accountants. If you dread doing your personal or business taxes as much as you dread, I don't know, going to EDM with Big E, let Kyle Mayer handle all that shit for you. Kyle's a pro. You can trust him. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all those damn tax forms, numbers, and deductions. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today at 248-521-0016. If you're one of the first 100 TDC listeners, you get the special price of $69 for your tax prep. Not bad. But even if you're not in that lucky 100, tell him the Detroit Cast sent you. He'll give you a 10% off reduction there. So call Kyle. Everybody says Kyle's great. I'll file with Kyle.
I'll file with Kyle.
Call him today. This is a great time to get on his radar.
Absolutely. Stormy Daniels. Karen McDougal, Stormy Daniels. McDaniels. I hate this story. Are you bored with this story?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good story, you know. I mean, you'd rather not have the president of the United States engaging in this, but as we discussed the other day, I don't think anybody voted for him under the mistaken notion that he was had some moral turpitude or something.
Right. Yeah, he's not a morally grounded guy.
Yeah, nobody bought into that holding the Bible shit in Iowa, right? Claiming it was his second favorite book.
Sure, 2 Corinthians. Yeah, well, she did her big interview on 60 Minutes last night, which has been hyped to no end, you know, and there's more coming. You're not going to believe it. I watched it, and I was just like, this is utter horse shit. This is utter horse shit. It was like, who gives a shit who this guy, as a non-politician, who cares anyways, as a public figure, banged 12 years ago. And the idea of an NDA, like, oh, paid her off 11 days before the... It's like, dude, as you've noted before, that goes on all the time.
Silence is purchased all the time.
All the
it's
time.
Not nefarious, the notion that you could pay somebody to be silent about something. I mean, it happens every day, all the time.
I would imagine that the discussions that are going on when you're leading up to that and you're worried about... And it was constant. If you remember those last few weeks, especially before the election, it was like, oh, there's a story about to drop that's going to change everything. Like, that was going on all the time, whether it was about Hillary or Trump, whatever. And so for him, I imagine there were people around him going, Donald, rack your head. Is there anything that we need to know about? Can you think of anything? Well, you know, I banged this chick and that chick. You know, I can see them going, well, what do you want to do? Well, we heard rumor, Don, that this chick from some I don't know, huge-titted porn star was talking to a magazine a while ago. What do you say we just throw a few bucks and make that thing go away? Could, done. Get it done, make it happen. Like, people buy that shit all the time. Here's $130,000. Shut your mouth about this incident.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there was some rape or it wasn't consensual. It just means I don't need the headache of you going on all the fucking national shows and talking about my sex life. I don't need it. So here's some money, go away.
She was real clear, too, that it was consensual.
Yeah.
I mean, she had that one line where she was like, ugh, I have to do this. So on the one hand, it's like, the life of a whore.
Yeah.
I got to go through with this. But on the other hand, she was very clear. She said it several times. I'm not a victim. This was completely consensual.
You saw those moments of, like, whore life. And that was one of my, I picked up on it, too, where it was like, oh, that sucks, but oh, yeah, you're a professional whore.
I'm a whore, so this is, I got to let him put it in there.
Yeah,
jack away.
I put myself in this position. Well, here you go. Here's the hole.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
like
insane,
not
man.
normal human behavior. You hear her explain that. It's like, oh, you poor thing, man.
Yeah, and even Anderson Cooper, who has not discussed pussy this much in his lifetime, between Karen McDougal and Stormy, even he didn't ask follow-ups about that stuff. He was kind of like, did you feel like you had to? She's like, well, yeah, but I mean, no, I was going to be clear here. I mean, I wasn't into it. I didn't want to, but I wasn't forced.
The life of a whore.
She was prepared, apparently, and of course, they've got Anderson there, and so he didn't get into the intimate details, but she was prepared to discuss his dong.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what his lawyer, her lawyer is saying. I guess he went on Good Morning America today. It's like, yep, Anderson never asked a question, but she was totally prepared to talk about his dong.
At least discuss that off air. You know, don't air that, but keep that in your back pocket. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
definitely ask about his dong.
Yeah,
ask about everything, and then edit the shit out of the interview.
Yeah, and that's just salacious details. What does it matter?
Got it in your back pocket, man.
Yeah. So people on Good Morning America were even like, hey, dude, was this really, what was the point? There was really nothing new here. It was kind of a nothing interview, which is exactly how I thought.
A nothing burger, Mike.
Nothing burger. And then he says, well, we're in the very early stages of this case. We're not going to play all of our cards at this juncture. There's going to be a lot of evidence that's going to come to light in the coming weeks and months. And we're confident when all the facts are laid bare for the American people, they're going to learn exactly what happened here.
Well, you haven't mentioned the biggest fact in the whole thing, though, is the fact that she claims that she was threatened.
Yes, but...
That doesn't trouble you at all?
Well,
if true?
But how do you prove if that's true? She didn't have any
How
evidence.
do you prove whether anything's true?
Well, I know, but you never went to the police. There's some shadowy figure that's like, cute kid. Be ashamed if something happens to her mom.
Yeah.
Stop talking about Trump or something.
If true, does that bother you?
Sure. Yeah, of course it would.
So you don't believe anything out of her mouth?
Well, I don't know.
I'm not saying it's right. I don't know. I don't know either. Apparently, she's given written statements before saying nothing happened.
Right.
So.
She did, for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. So what do you do with that anyways? I mean, what is that? Like, talk about he said, she said. She's been lying multiple times throughout this whole thing. She's a professional whore. No offense. I'm not.
Yeah.
She can do what she wants, but you're not going to be like the most credible person ever in that line of work. I thought her lawyer, what is his name? Not that it matters. Avenatti, Michael Avenatti. He was like, talking about, they're like, well, why wouldn't you've got this huge platform on 60 Minutes on Sunday night. And he's like, there's bigger platforms out there. We don't want to drop everything at once. I'm like, what is the bigger platform than 60 Minutes on CBS?
No shit.
I mean, honestly, are there bigger platforms? Maybe, but not many.
Yeah.
Not many. 60 Minutes is fucking huge.
Can't think of one offhand.
I can't either. I mean, it's social media. Is that what they're talking about? We can reach more people on social media? I don't know. And so she's facing $20 million. Like, I think they said $1 million per utterance, every time she tells this story. I don't know. You would know more about this than I would.
She didn't claim to have any dong pictures, did she?
Well, that's the thing. Did you see the picture he tweeted out last week? So he's in his office, and there's a safe, right? And the safe door is open, and there's like not a floppy disk, but a CD. You don't know if it's a DVD, but who knows what's on it? Could be pictures, could be audio, could be videos. And so he's taking a picture of, so
the lawyer is.
The lawyer has. You can tell that it's his safe, and this is in there, and it's like a lot more details about Trump and blah, blah, blah to come. And, so yeah, he ends up saying, we didn't think this was the biggest possible platform. We're going to be smart. We want to be deliberate. And so
they want a bigger payday, is it, right? Before they blow their wad?
Yeah, maybe. Do you think she's
they're still shopping the story? Is that the
idea know.
You get?
I mean, to me, it's like if you sign an NDA.
It's non-disclosure agreement.
Right. Thank you. If you sign that and you took the money, which she did, she took the cash for it, why wouldn't you be held to that NDA?
Well, because it may not be enforceable in the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he didn't sign it.
That's the claim, and I haven't.
Dave Duerson or whatever the hell his name was on the thing.
Something like that. Yeah. Pseudonym DD something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just claiming. So they're claiming, we were paid voluntarily by this guy. It really was an unenforceable contract the whole time. It's just so smarmy.
Yeah.
The whole thing. We're just so far down the line of ridiculousness.
I know. I just don't know that it matters. I don't think that anyone that voted for him cares, and people are so desperate to hammer this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say they don't care. Like, to me, it's troubling, that you have President of the United States engaged in this thing. I don't know if it's hopeful.
But it doesn't surprise you.
It's not ideal. Doesn't surprise me at all.
It's troubling to you because you're a morally grounded guy. I get it. But none of this is a shock to anybody.
No.
Everybody was
not
very well aware.
Everybody who voted, 80% of the people who voted for him voted against Hillary Clinton.
Yes, totally. And there's nobody on the planet who can go, I voted for the guy. I just thought he was such a morally grounded individual.
I mean, I saw him carrying his Bible.
Shocks me. I mean, the whole 2 Corinthians thing, I was totally on board with this
dude,
guy.
like you were saying the whole time during the whole election, he's winning despite the fact that he's Donald Trump.
Yes. Yeah.
And he did that. Because he was up against the absolute worst candidate on the planet ever in the history of man.
Yes. I love that, too. He's like showing her a magazine with him on the cover. And she's like, your ego. And then she's like, someone ought to spank you with that magazine. So we learned that.
That was such a cringy detail,
that,
wasn't
dude?
it? Where she's
yes.
like, oh, somebody ought to spank you. And he's like, you're not talking about hitting me on my bottom, are you? She'd, go ahead. Pull your pants down.
Your pants down.
And then I smacked him on his butt, and then he treated me different after that. This is so He just wanted to just put his dick in you and feel those big titties. That's all he wanted the whole time.
Yeah. We'll move on past this, but Karen McDougal, I met her once when she was Miss.
Oh,
I think
right.
she was what do they call that? Like of the year, Playmate of the Year.
Yeah.
I think one year, and so she was on the tour and came in studio. Absolute knockout back then. Still pretty lady now, but she has filed suit in Los Angeles seeking to invalidate a confidentiality agreement with American Media Inc., the company that owns the National Enquirer, who we know Donald is friends with the owner and all that. Paid her $150,000 during the election. She was paid for the rights to her story of an affair with Donald Trump, and then they just buried it.
Yeah.
It's like buying a patent from someone to make sure that they can't make the product.
Right.
And then, just burying it. It also alleges that Michael Cohen was secretly involved with her discussions with American media. I don't know what that's about. Like, what does that mean? So someone paid $150,000 for this one story of your life, you banging Donald Trump. I would think you'd be thrilled that
To not have to tell that story.
Yes.
To not have to relive that.
That someone gave you $150,000 and you just go, nope, never happened.
Yeah. No, because the payoff is bigger now. I mean, come on.
It just seems
Let's
so
be real. It's
so.
a lot of whoring out, and
I guess I don't understand NDAs at all. Then, like, what is the lawsuit about? Like, she wants to get out of it. Well, you signed it, so
yeah,
you
she's
took
claiming
the
it's
money.
unenforceable somehow.
Okay. The NCAA tournament really threw a wrench into 60 Minutes too. You know how they when they air, the big thing, they're promoting it like crazy. Oh, Stormy Daniels with Anderson Cooper. Well, what they'll do is they'll send transcripts. They'll send a transcript of the whole interview, maybe even some video clips to all the media outlets. So you can't start airing these until 7 p.m. when we start our story. Then, you'll notice if you're on your smartphones, a lot of people have notifications. They'll get a Fox News notification or a CNN notification that says, and they'll have just a sentence of something that was said in the interview on 60 Minutes. We've all seen that, right? Well, so 60 Minutes is like, here you go. Here's the whole thing and some video clips and everything, but don't air it till 7 o'clock. Then the game went into overtime, and so they were a half hour late with the airing of it, and everyone went, well, you said 7 p.m.
Oh, shit.
So
they broke the story.
Every outlet broke the story a half hour before 60 Minutes. Like, all the details were out in the world before 60 Minutes dropped their thing.
Can't believe nobody foresaw that.
Dude.
Hey, we're dealing with a sporting event. This could go long. We don't want to put 7 o'clock. We want to put after the conclusion of the Duke-Kansas game.
I thought the same thing. Like, you can't be serious. This happens all the time. I had a grievance filed about this.
Yeah, you used to DVR 60 Minutes, and then football would go long, and then you'd not get 60 Minutes, or you'd get half of the story, right?
Yes, because there'd be inevitably some Raiders, Jets, or Dolphins game. It was always an AFC.
Jets-Dolphins. It's classic.
It was the Jets-Dolphins game, went 30 minutes long for some reason, and now... But it happened every week. You would think they would be more aware of that than anything, because all it had to do was go into overtime. That's it.
Yeah.
It goes into overtime, and you're fucked. And then it does.
Or some crazy injury, or backboard breaks. I mean, there's myriad things that can happen, right? And,
yes.
And they just still say 7 o'clock. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I bet they'll never do that again. I bet they'll probably shore that up, and I imagine that someone's getting an ass full, just reamed right now.
But what's
for being
funny, though,
so
is
negligent and stupid.
This story really was broken months ago. What did we learn last night? I mean,
Nothing.
Yeah, the threat aspect of it, her claim that, as you described, she's getting her kid out of the car and somebody comes up and says, oh, I'd hate to see that kid get hurt. That's really the only news, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We knew she fucked Trump.
And this paddling on the bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't know that detail. But her fucking slimy lawyer going around going, oh, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're all going to know about this. It's like, what story? Yeah, he fucked her. They had dinner in his room. He fucked her, and then she left. He made promises that most guys would make. Oh, I'm going to put you on TV one day. I love you.
Yeah, they tried to make hay about that, right? Oh,
Yeah.
did you believe him? She's like, no, not really.
Of course not.
And they're like, no, become a victim here. Please become a victim.
Yes.
Stormy. Say that you believed him and you put your whole heart and soul into the notion that you would be on Celebrity Apprentice. She's like, no, I knew NBC wouldn't go for somebody like me on there. So when he said it, I didn't believe him.
Partly, I mean, he owns the thing, so maybe, who knows? I mean, it's worth looking into. And then he's dragging her along. I need you to meet me in my hotel room. Need to talk about possibly you being on The Apprentice. And then she would show up, and he wouldn't, he'd want to bang her. But it was like, that was the only time they fucked. It wasn't rape. It wasn't assault.
Yeah.
So what do you mean more to the story? Like, unless you just want to show us pictures of his dick. Like, if you've got a sex tape or pictures of Trump's dick that you want to show us
You
all.
want to rub Melania's nose in it, is, perhaps.
I mean, if that's the goal, then fine. But other than that, you see, we kicked out 60 Russian spies.
I saw, and this is in direct response to the Russians poisoning that dude in Britain, right?
Yeah, in the UK. Yep, it was a double agent.
Sure.
Who was poisoned with his daughter. I guess one of them's been released, and one of them is still like, I think she's still in the hospital, not doing terribly well, if I have that right. Also shutting down a consulate in Seattle. And the rumor is it's close to some submarines and like Navy ships, and so they're like, get that fucking people, close that whole consulate down.
Right.
And 60 people, yeah. After Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were both hospitalized in critical. That would suck, man, to get some weird chemicals gas strain,
Yeah, what was it? Put through the environmental system of the car somehow, like
something like that. Yeah.
It seems very James Bondian. Like it's not necessary. Like just put a bullet in their heads,
I know.
as if they're not going to get caught,
But that's what they like to do, though. That they've done this to so many people, and people, there's disfigured people end up on the news, and it's like, yeah, I got nerve gassed by Putin, and you're like, fuck, that would suck, man. You're just walking down the street, mind your own business. Some guy's just like, just seems like a bad movie script, but it's happening, and. So this is their thing to say, unacceptable behavior, cannot go to our NATO friends.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah, and so they're blowing them out. But
yeah, no, I mean you'd think if the narrative is true that there's Russia collusion at every turn that we wouldn't have done that, but
right,
who knows? Hey, spring's in the air. That means it's truck month at Zott Ford and Holly. Check out these ridiculous deals on the best-selling trucks and SUVs in America. Lease a new 18 Ford Escape for just $147 a month. Or lease a new 18 Ford Explorer, $194 a month. That thing's loaded. Finally, lease the #1 selling truck on the planet. A new 18 Ford F-150 4-wheel drive Super Crew, as low as $138 a month. See their details and their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
You getting excited for the the Russian 5 documentary?
Yes, I am, sir.
I am so excited.
What, April 11th is the premiere, correct?
Yes, it's the kickoff night of the Freak Film Festival.
Correct, the
down
11th
at the Fillmore.
the 15th, I believe.
And we have our tickets. We'll be there that night. And
is Kevin Smith still kicking that thing off?
I heard he was, and then he had a massive heart attack.
Yeah,
so
right.
I haven't heard that he's not going to be.
Yeah.
And he's doing well.
The whole Jay and Silent Bob thing.
Yeah.
I guess they've done that the last few years.
I know they did it last
Done
year.
like a symposium kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. He had the big heart attack, although I think he was doing well.
Yeah, he was home like the next day. Like he caught it in time, went there, and they were like, "Huh, thank God you're here. This is the Widowmaker
Right.
thing." But
And then who got really criticized for sending prayers? Oh shit!
Oh, it was the actor Chris
Guy from
Pratt
yes.
or something? Was it Pratt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that
He suggested
blew up.
the outlandish suggestion that the power of prayer could be real, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I believe in the power of prayer. Please send. Oh my God, what a moron!
Yeah, he got
Kevin Smith had to
hammered.
come out like, come on, man.
Yeah.
The guy.
Even if you don't believe it,
Yeah.
you understand what the
The
message
sentiment
was behind.
is,
Yeah.
he's sending me good thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
relax,
Pathetic,
everybody.
man. Pathetic. So we've got the new book, The Russian 5, A Story of Espionage, Defection, Bribery, and Courage.
Is that Keith Gave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to order that book because we don't have that.
I asked Jesus to do that probably a month ago.
Yeah.
So it has to be. I bet it's sitting at the post office
We
right
just
now
haven't been there
waiting
and picked
for
it up
us.
yet.
Right, Jesus?
I hope so.
Did
Yeah.
you send it in?
No,
E?
no. Shit, my bad. Oh my God, dude. You gave me this cough, by the way. I swear this is on you.
Swallow whatever is in your mouth.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, he's having lunch.
God, man.
No, I didn't. I sent. I don't know. I think I sent out stuff for it. I'm assuming that I did. I never don't send requests out when I get emails about them.
Okay, that sounded for sure. That book should be here any day.
Anyway, they're doing excerpts from the book in the Freep leading up to the film festival.
Yeah. They did one on Vladi today, right?
Yes.
About cancer.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw the headline. I didn't read
Dude,
it yet.
I read it. It's pretty long. It's fucking amazing, though. You want to hear some of it?
Well, it's getting these guys out of the country under false pretenses, right? And that they did that for Klima too. Like the Wings were really on the
Sergey?
cusp of this shit.
Yeah.
They really took advantage. They found talent around the world and said, "Fuck it, we're gonna get them out. We're gonna get Klima out in the trunk of a fucking car." If we
Yeah,
have to."
but the lengths they would go to,
Yeah.
it's like a fucking movie, man.
awesome.
It's so cool. Jim Devellano is big in this. Senior VP of the Wings, and and I'm reading this here. He'd arranged an early morning meeting, like Christmas Eve, 1990, prepared to do anything to get Vladimir Konstantinov to walk away from the team, the Russian team, and join the Wings. Konstantinov at the time is like 23. He's the leader of the most dominant team in the Soviet Union in their elite league. As luck would have it, the NHL and the Russian Federation sports authorities agreed to a series of games between various Russian clubs and NHL teams. If the NHL team won, the 2 points for the victory would count in the overall regular season NHL standings. To Devellano's delight, and you see this come up time and again where it's like, it's just sheer luck that this happened. So to Devellano's delight, Detroit draws the Red Army, Konstantinov's team.
Sweet.
And in 1990, Sergei Fedorov defected to join the Wings out of respect. And they're like, we don't know what they're going to do to Fedorov on the ice. We're just keeping him out of the game. He's not even going to be like in the arena. So just out of respect for
right.
We don't want to rub it in the Russians' face that nanner, we stole this guy.
You'd think the Russians would be like, yeah, fuck you, Red Wings.
Yeah.
We're not even playing anyone from the NHL. You'd think, right? Mm-hmm. After that experience and experience of others, Pavel Bure and so forth.
So here was a chance not only for the Wings to evaluate Konstantinov, because they think he's the shit, but it's like, well, let's see what he looks like against
this could be a Darko Milicic sort of thing.
Yes.
We've seen a couple tapes on him.
He's really big.
Looks to be the real deal.
Let's see what he looks like against actual NHL talent. And they're like, oh, fuck, he's amazing.
Gotta have him.
But now he's in their building. He's staying at the Pontchartrain. And so their team was staying at the Pontchartrain. So I hired a guy who could speak Russian and told him to find Konstantinov, tell him that Jim Devellano wants to meet him in the Red Wings offices. We set the time for 1 a.m., well after the game. I told him to go down the back stairs of the Ponch so they wouldn't be seen. I'd be in the parking lot. I was there at 1 a.m. sharp, and there stood Vladimir Konstantinov. We get to my office, and I had 2 big fucking bags. He's like, I pick them up, I throw them on the desk, and they're filled with cash. Vladdy, this is yours. Bags of cash. If you want to play in Detroit, I'm going to make you rich. This is all yours. All you need to do is to defect right now to play for the Detroit Red Wings in the National Hockey League. And so the Wings were ready to sequester Konstantinov in the Riverfront Apartments just down the street from the Joe.
Sure.
He would be Fedorov's neighbor. All he had to say was, da, yes. Instead, he looked crestfallen. He turned to the interpreter and said, please tell Mr. Devellano I would love to, but I can't. I have a wife and daughter back in Russia. I can't leave them there alone. Devellano is not surprised at all by this. He knew of Konstantinov's commitment not only to his family back home in Russia, but to the military. They've all got to do a military stint in Russia, and he hasn't done that yet. So Devellano's primary mission had been accomplished. Konstantinov now knew in no uncertain terms that the Wings were serious about their intentions. So he didn't take the money when he left, but he took they'd made up a Konstantinov Red Wings jersey, and so they sent him home with that. So now we fast forward a bit. As midnight tried to assert itself, the medieval city of Turku, Finland, grew distant in the rearview mirror. Small car carrying 4 Red Wings officials on a covert mission traveled well past the stores and homes to the edge of town. It was May during the '91 World Hockey Championships. Brian Murray's the coach at this point and GM.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that series of events quite well.
I don't usually go on these trips. This is weird for me. Why are we out in the woods talking to a hockey player? So we're at the tournament to meet representatives. The goal is to negotiate getting Nick Lidstrom out of Sweden. How do we get him out of his Swedish contract? We need that dude. So Jim Lights, he works with the Wings, surprised to run into Michael Ponomarev. He's a Montreal photographer who'd played a critical role, they said, in getting Fedorov here and his defection. So this guy tells Lights, I could arrange a meeting with Konstantinov that night. Nick Polano was scouting for the Wings, arranged for a car. Murray had little experience in these covert operations, and when he was invited to a meeting with Konstantinov, he assumed the player, he'll join us for dinner at the hotel. No. They're going back roads into no man's. They think they're going to be shot in a field somewhere, He takes us out to the country, this wooded area. It's cold. I'm standing there going, are we in big trouble? All of a sudden, I see this figure cutting across the field, Vladimir Konstantinov. Yes, the conversation was intense. Yes, I'm coming whenever I can, as soon as I can. Please get me out. Do whatever you can. I'm coming. I don't care what you pay me. The Wings were more committed than ever to free Konstantinov. We still had this dilemma. How do we get him out of the military? Valery Matveev showed up in Jim Light's office at Joe Louis Arena. I can get Vladimir out of his military obligation in Russia. How? I've got an idea. I need 30 grand in cash. I have 1 month. Don't ask me any questions.
Bribe money.
Lights couldn't help. Jim Lights couldn't help but wonder, though he didn't press the issue. The only way I thought we might be able to get him out of there was to pay lots of money to somebody in the Russian army to get a release. Jim said, okay, go to Moscow, start working on it. Armed with a stack of Ilitch's money, Matveev left for Russia, intending to attempt to bribe military generals, soon concluded this is way too risky, probably wouldn't work, even at a time when nearly everyone in the country had a handout. I decided to find a bad disease for Vladdy. I would put him in the hospital, get the doctors to diagnose cancer, and get his release from the army. How insane. Bribing doctors was a lot less risky because he had a pile of American money to spread around. In the 2 weeks that constitutes 2 weeks, he's in the hospital with fake cancer. Konstantinov spent at the medical clinic. Doctors concluded he was suffering from a very rare cancer.
Sure.
Very rare. Worse, the Russian doctors knew of no medical protocol to treat it. Wouldn't you know?
It's got to go stateside.
So rare. The captain of the Red Army Club and Russia's national team was dying. When the new hockey season began, Konstantinov, he was still in the hospital. His wife, Irina, approached Red Army GM Valery Gushin and coach Victor whatever. She explained tearfully that her husband was seriously ill and unable to play, so she pleads with him. He's got to go to the United States for the best treatment possible. But these guys don't believe him at first. We want to see the papers from the clinic. So he decides to put, these guys decide to put Vladdy in the best Russian hospital they have, like military hospital. So he's like, fuck, now I got to find new connections. I need more money.
Yeah.
So he calls, he gets another 30 grand in bribe money from the Red Wings. One of the doctors who he was going to bribe wants a car. Big American car. That's what I want. And so they're like, fine. So Lights doesn't flinch. Jim Lights is like, fine. He got another wad of Ilitch's cash, bought the big sedan, titled it in Matveev's name, and shipped it to Moscow. We were able to get him what do you think they got him for a car? The biggest car in America.
Some Impala or some shit.
Chevrolet Caprice.
Sweet. Yeah. It's close.
Biggest car in the U.S. market. Konstantinov spent another couple weeks being prodded and probed by military physicians who could neither confirm nor dispute the diagnosis of the doctors at the cancer clinic. They did conclude, however, that with such an illness, it was impossible for him to continue his military career. You know, I mean, it's just, It's not going to happen. They recommended he be discharged from the military. So now he's free at last. He and his family are preparing to leave the country immediately. It's late August. Jim Light's phone rings. He's out. Vladimir has gotten medical release. We're flying out of Russia. We'll be in Detroit September 2nd, right before training camp. This looks great. The day of the departure, Matveev is frantic. The old Soviet establishment that still ran Russian ice hockey with absolute power, refused to capitulate so easily. The shrewd Red Army GM, Gushin, still suspicious about his sudden illness and inexplicable release from the military, used his connections with border soldiers and international airports. His pictures up. You see this motherfucker, don't let him leave the country. So they decide to leave by train. As it turns out, fate intervenes in that late summer of '91 when a group of communist activists attempted a coup, kidnapping Mikhail Gorbachev, or taking him hostage in his own home. During the uprising in the streets, there's all this shit's going on. Matveev's car is vandalized. His window is broken. They stole his radio and a briefcase containing all of Konstantinov's critical medical documents, his military release papers, his passport, and the remaining thousands of dollars in bribe money the Wings had given him. All gone. We were very upset. We're sitting in Konstantinov's kitchen table, all panic-stricken, contemplating what to do next. No medical paperwork, no papers showing his discharge, no passports, nothing. Konstantinov's playing career in Russia certainly was over. More likely, he would be headed to prison. Then the phone rings. This guy on the other end of the line. He's a big hockey fan. Hey, man, I found this briefcase.
Oh, wow.
With all these documents. I'll call back and arrange for us to meet, and you can pick it up. Well, they're just like,
how much?
Is this how this goes down? Is this how we die? They don't give a shit about the thousands of dollars. It's never even mentioned. They're assuming he's the one that broke into the car and stole it. They don't care. Events like this could go from bad to worse in a society growing increasingly lawless. And so the hour was approaching midnight. The phone rings again. The caller says to meet near a hotel in Moscow to get the documents. So they call a friend with a gun. And so they're armed with some hockey sticks, a helmet, and some other hockey trinkets, the only things they had. that might work as a bribe if necessary. Medvedev and Konstantinov went to the hotel. The man they met was indeed a fan. He seemed genuinely delighted to meet Konstantinov, thrilled with the hockey gear. The man returned all the missing documents. Immediately, Medvedev was on the phone with Jim Lights again. If communist hardliners somehow gained control, the military surely would seal the borders. Just get them out of Russia. This is what Devellano and them are saying, Jim Lights. Just get them the fuck out of Russia. Can you get them across the border? I can get them to Budapest. I'll meet you in 2 days. I'll have Illich's jet. I'm going to pick up our immigration lawyer in Washington, and then we'll meet you in Budapest. After 2 long days, Vladimir Konstantinov was finally on his way to Detroit.
Amazing story.
How fucking killer is that?
Someone should write a book and do a movie on this shit.
Should. Dude, that's a great idea.
Dude, kudos to Illich and the boys. I mean, think about that. They changed the entire business environment, you know? They were just, like, more aggressive.
Yeah.
Got these really good players all over the world. We're going to go get them. They're the first to do it.
It's so weird because the model had been done in baseball with Cuban defectors, Dominican players. You know, we'd seen that kind of thing, but hockey was so different. And I guess there's some shit we're going to learn in this documentary that'll blow your mind, like just how crazy and insane some of this stuff was. But
that is crazy and insane. That's an amazing
Isn't that
story.
nuts?
Yes.
Oh, the briefcase gets stolen with all of his shit. Are you kidding me? Oh, just amazing.
Hey, Hamlin Pubs, they're inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pub's great food, their drinks, and their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with the family or out for an evening with your girl even, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations.
The heir to the Anheuser-Busch beer fortune.
Billy Busch is in trouble, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's not Billy Busch.
I know,
from
not that
Access,
Billy Busch.
Whatever, the Today
Billy
Show.
Bushes are always in trouble,
Yeah.
it seems.
William K. Billy Busch. Assaulting a 6th grade boy. It happens. Who
It wasn't
hasn't-
sexual, everybody.
No.
Don't jump to that conclusion. He just beat his ass.
Who wouldn't want to kick the shit out of a 6th grade boy from time to time, right? He's the great-grandson of beer baron Adolphus Busch. What a fucking name is that? Adolphus Busch?
That's, I would argue, too close to Adolf.
Oh, you don't like the name Adolf? It's
The name Adolf is off the table, man.
It is?
As is the mustache
If your
style.
if your last name or middle name is Hitler, I would agree, but Adolf's a beautiful name.
Awful.
Adolphus. I didn't even think of Adolf.
Really? You
Your head on the
see
gutter.
those combinations of letters and
Adolphus.
you don't think Hitler?
I swear to God, I didn't. Adolphus Busch? No, I didn't think Adolf at all.
Wow.
Nope. So this happened at a youth basketball practice in Missouri. The Busch family fortune is estimated at, what do you think?
It's like billions, man. Like
Yeah.
10 billion or something.
13.4 billion, divided among roughly 30 family members. The incident unfolded at Chaminade College Prep, a very private Catholic school. So Bush's son is in line during the basketball practice when he begins to scuffle with another boy on the team over who gets to go first. Mm-hmm. And so Busch charges over, grabs the other kid. You fucker! What do you fucking think you're fucking doing to my fucking kid? Too many fuckings, right?
Yeah.
He could have gotten away with, you little fucker, what the hell do you think you're doing to my fucking kid? Like, there's 3 excessive fucking or fuckers
It's
in that
too
sentence.
much, man.
It's overkill.
It loses its oomph, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Especially to a 6th grade boy. You can send the message with one fuck will let him know.
Yeah.
I mean, business, right? At this point, surveillance video shows Busch grabbing the boy, forcing him backwards out of the gymnasium. At that point, the boy appears to take a swing at Busch in an
You
effort
can
to get
picture
away.
the fast back pedal. Mm-hmm. Like being pushed. He's backpedaling into the wall, right? His head hits the wall.
Yeah, possibly concussed. We don't know, but he takes a swing at Busch, trying to get away from me. So the boy's father. Oh, the kid, when his head hit the wall, his nose begins to bleed.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. The boy's father, who's the coach of the basketball team, intervenes at this point, ordered Busch to get out of the gym. The boys' families were hesitant to press charges, fearing that his name, his stature in the community, being a Busch, would make him difficult to prosecute.
Mike, the civil liability here is incalculable.
I agree.
Incalculable.
Incalculable.
One cannot calculate it. It's so large.
That's right.
And if you're talking potentially concussed, he should definitely get something for emotional distress, Mike. That had to be distressing.
Not to mention the nightmares he's been having.
How
every
much do you
night
think the
since.
kid gets ultimately? Let's say there's like no outward signs of, he had a bloody nose. And Yeah, he's gonna drum up the concussion thing. Let's say he has a concussion
Spilled coffee in your lap worth $70 million. Bloody.
from a Busch. I mean,
From
this is
a
a
Busch.
6th grade kid being attacked by an adult.
If they can get that kid to cry in the stand,
Yeah.
and say it depends. If it's a jury
All
will
those
award him
fucks.
a lot.
All those fucks.
Oh, all those fucks. Hearing that language I've never heard before, being assaulted by this man, the nightmares he's been having every night since.
Hell yes.
You know, he's been having, I mean, we go into his room and he's just screaming, "No, Mr. Busch, please."
Yeah. I think it was a $5 to $10 million mistake by Mr. Busch.
I would agree with that. Busch told the police, "Well, I saw the boy hit my son. I told him, please stop bullying." And then I became a bit angry when the 11-year-old.
Then I said, "Fuckity fuck 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 fuck."
The 11-year-old boy mouthed off and took a swing at me. That's not.
That's not what the video shows, is it?
Really. And Bush's track record, because they love doing that. Drop this in the story. Like, you make your own conclusion. However, remember these things that have happened in the past involving Mr.
Yeah,
Bush.
the guy loses his shit like regularly, right?
1981. Yeah. Did he bite another man's earlobe off? Yeah. Yes. All right. It happened.
Dude, that is out of control. Think about that. At no point during that voting process through the lobe,
yeah.
do you go, you know what? What am I doing here?
What do you think? What do you think's going on there?
I shouldn't be doing this.
Do you think he's got a guy in a headlock, or do you think?
I think he's possibly in a scuffle that he feels like he's not going to win, right? Like,
Yeah, so
hopefully that's a self-defense kind of move.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting my ass kicked and I got to get out of this. You know, that's when you pull out the hard pinch when you were a little kid on your brother or
Oh, I
something.
hated the hard
Felt
pinch.
like your brother
Second thought.
had you by the
Yeah.
by the neck or something. You go with like a hard pinch to the side.
Yeah.
Normally you wouldn't do that. You'd be like, I'm not going to fight like a girl like that.
Yeah.
But you bring it, right?
Yeah. You can't pull hair. That's out of the question. But yeah, you can pinch.
Yeah.
In desperation. Do you think it's possible there was? This is a family event. We've seen this with the Palins before. Perhaps Nana Bush is in the corner, just going. She sees what's going down, and she's like, "Go, rabbit dog, do the rabbit dog," and then he's just like, "Arr, arr, arr."
Possibly.
The story gets better though. You would think the fact that he bit off another man's earlobe would be the highlight of the story, but it's not.
And then what do you do?
Believe it or not, the story gets better there. This started over an accusation of cheating in an arm wrestling event.
Yeah.
How do you cheat in arm wrestling?
What do you mean? How do you cheat in arm
Do you lift an
wrestling?
elbow?
Jesus is looking at you like you're crazy.
Dude, there's
Everybody
like
cheats in arm wrestling.
It's like
it's
the-
rare that people don't cheat in
Right,
arm
you go
wrestling.
too early, you lift the elbow.
Yeah, you get your whole body weight behind it.
Yeah,
you
I
turn your
suppose.
wrist
One,
too
two,
early.
1, 2, 3, but you start on 2.5.
How do you cheat in arm wrestling? My God, man. I want to arm wrestle Miguel.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess the lifting. But, dude, we see that all the time. Okay, well, if the guy, if he lifted his elbow off the ground, all bets are off. You might lose an earlobe.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a thumb war. This is an arm wrestle, Mike.
Good point.
All bets are off.
A year later, he was charged after allegedly punching a fast food worker in the throat
Damn, man, you punched me in the throat.
through a drive-through window. Yep, you heard that right.
This guy has an anger management problem.
What? You don't have my nuggets?
Dude, punched in the throat.
Punched a
through a
throat.
drive-through.
They say it was his kid was being a dick, by the way.
Sure, of course.
And started this.
Of course.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me at all. And I just asked him, please, son, can you stop bullying my son? Like, stop. No. It sounds like you are fly off the handle in an instant, asshole, and your kid's probably learned exactly how to behave from his father.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. Boy, oh boy, Albert Bell's not looking good.
Dude, that's what I thought, too. I can't believe that's Albert Bell.
He was arguably the best hitter in baseball for
Former
like
Blue
7
Jay
years.
/ Indian, right?
Mostly Indians, yeah.
Yeah.
He had that 12-year
mostly
career.
Indian.
Dude, he was amazing. Hall of Fame numbers for 7 straight
Can't
seasons.
believe that's him. He's so puffy, man.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah. No, you could have given me 100 guesses. I don't know, man.
Dude, yeah, you're right. Like, O.J. Simpson is way huger than before, but you can still tell it's O.J.
You
Simpson.
see those beady eyes or something.
Albert Bell.
Dude, I'd have gone down football lineman, NFL lineman, like back and forth, up and down before I even considered Albert Bell.
I would have guessed Bismarcky before Albert Bell.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got what I need. When you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. How did that guy
That's
get?
fucking brutal.
Yeah, he got a. He was This is down in Arizona where they've got the. Is it the Grapefruit League in Arizona or?
No, I think
Is
that's
that Florida?
The, yeah.
Anyway, there's spring training, whatever. Like, there's so many teams that meet down either in the Florida area or Arizona. The Giants have a new park there, and I think it was outside the Giants park. And they don't know what game he was at, but he gets ticketed twice for indecent exposure. I don't know what that means, and they won't give us more
Twice.
details yet. Yeah, 2 counts of indecent exposure. When they're showing his dick to someone, he gets a DUI and then a ticket for extreme DUI. Yeah. So he was booked
Albert.
into Maricopa County Sheriff's Office in Scottsdale, which is right near the Giants training facility. He spent most of his year, 12 years. He finished, listen to this, he finished top 10 in American League MVP voting 5 times. 5 Silver Sluggers, earned 5 All-Star nods. So, yeah, like I said, he had that run for like 7 years where he was untouchable. But it's falling apart for him, unfortunately. Let's take a quick break, Jay. And then you see Remington's going under.
Yeah, man. The Remington 870 will be no more, huh?
And
classic shotgun.
That's not the shaver.
Right.
Okay. Remington Steel, wasn't that the shaver?
I don't know.
I think it was an electric razor.
I thought Remington Steel was a fucking TV show.
I think it was too, but I think Remington Steel was also the name of a.
I don't really. They named
think
a
so.
shaver after.
Do you
the
remember
TV
that, E?
Dude, Remington
Yes.
Steel was definitely.
TV show.
Yeah. In fact, wasn't it Pierce Brosnan? That was.
I never got it. That was one of those like evening soaps,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wasn't it like Dallas and those kind of things?
Yeah. There's a Remington shaver. Well done, E. One of probably 200 models of Remington handheld shavers.
All right,
that
you're
Remington
gonna
has made.
hold me to the fire on this one. I probably just meant Remington razor and thought Remington Steel
Yeah,
for
because
some
of the
reason.
steel metal razor.
Yeah. I will grant you that Remington Steel is probably only and probably a copyrighted and trademarked television show owned by one of the ABCs, NBCs, or CBSs of the world.
Right.
And so, but Remington actually had a shaver. So, but it has nothing to do with anything we're going to
No,
talk about.
it's guns, man.
Literally,
Guns.
the TV show and the razor we just spent 10
Yeah.
minutes talking about has
Nothing.
less than nothing to do with the next story.
Completely irrelevant.
Totally. We'll get into it next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, TDC listeners, it's Kelly from the Hamlin Pubs. I know it's cold outside, but we all know spring is right around the corner, and you know what that means. Tigers opening day, and we've got you covered. For $45, we'll hook you up with food, drinks, transportation to and from the biggest pregame bash party in Detroit. So make sure you call one of your 5 Metro Detroit locations to book your reservation.
now, bitches, here are Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. Remington steel shavers.
Right.
Huge hit in the 80s. Massive. No. Remington, gunmaker. What's Remington most known for, you think?
Probably the
Shotgun?
the 870 shotgun, honestly. That is
Yeah.
such a tried and true model.
Yeah.
Like, pump style shotgun. Like everybody has one.
It looks like they're filing for, they have filed for bankruptcy protection in the face of falling sales and lawsuits stemming from...
Sandy Hook, right?
Yeah, Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Do they make the AR-15?
They probably make a style of it, yeah.
Yeah, because I thought he used an AR.
Bushmaster or something.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, they often say an AR-15,
Yeah,
and it's similar.
A lot
but-
of different companies make the same sort of rifle. It's a fucking rifle.
Yeah, and people are
And
like,
it,
"Oh
it
yeah,
looks crazy evil, and that's why it gets such bad press. But
and it's used in so many of these.
because it looks fucking badass,
It,
right?
it is badass,
And that's why it sells so well, because it looks tactical and fucking cool, man.
it looks cool. It doesn't kill as many people as you'd think, but when it does kill, it tends to be in a movie theater.
yeah,
or a
well,
school.
Yeah, but
You know?
it does the same thing a lot of rifles will do.
Yes. The AR, though, it's like, if all the killers wore Nikes, you know what I mean? It's just like the popular shoe. You know what I mean? It's not, the AR-15 is the popular gun, because it's very reliable. It's a very, very good shotgun. Aim is true, that kind of thing. So
It's not a shotgun, dude.
or rifle. Yeah. Assault rifle. It's an assault rifle.
Yes.
And that's not what
Assault.
AR in AR-15 stands for, by the way, is not AR-15, Assault Rifle 15, like some people think. It's the company that originally made them is what the AR stands for. But so anyway, Remington officials plan to hand over the reins to its creditors in exchange for writing off most of their debt. Cerberus Capital Management bought Remington for $118 million in 2007 and then assumed most of their $252 million in debt. One of the big problems for them is Trump won the presidency. And so they've got tons of extra stock because they know he's not going to fuck with the Second Amendment, so
Right.
people don't feel the need to run out and buy a gun. And so had Hillary won, probably wouldn't be in this problem.
It's crazy.
And so in 2016, families from Sandy Hook, the victims, filed a wrongful death suit against Remington, claiming it had negligently marketed military-style weapons to younger demos, namely Adam Lanza.
Creepy looking kid.
Yeah, he creeps me out like that.
That Kane on Poltergeist 2.
Yes, like he does. He's my Kane. He really is. A trial judge initially dismissed that lawsuit, but then they've taken it to the Supreme Court.
Took it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yes. One of the attorneys representing the families, the Sandy Hook families, said we do not expect this filing to affect the family's case in any material way. Remington, by the way, America's oldest gun maker, founded in 1816. It's a long time ago.
It's cowboy times, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, now's the time to contact Realtor Doug Steinert. Spring's the perfect time to list your current home and to go looking for your dream home. Everyone's done hunkering down for the winter, and real estate is moving. So contact Doug today, 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with and a great friend of the show. So call him today. Call Douglas, 248-765-1781.
Speaking of Remington, lots of people have been trying to figure out, with the March for Our Lives, David Hogg type thing. They've been trying to figure out, what do we do? How do we stop school shootings? And last week, there was a school district in Pennsylvania that figured out the plan of how to deal with the inevitable when someone comes into their school classroom with an AR-15. And
It's
so
the rock thing.
Yeah, they put 5-gallon buckets of river stones, which those are the smooth ones. You can really whip them and skip them across water. A lot of landscaping work is done with those small rocks. They put a bucket of those in every elementary, middle, and high school in their school district. And so it was like, if someone comes in with an AR-15, kids go to the bucket, grab a rock.
Handful.
Yeah.
Just spray them with them.
See, they said each grab a rock. I didn't hear handful. Now, if that's the case,
Sort of like getting dirt-faced, right? Getting rock-faced.
I'd rather dirt face someone.
Well, of
buckets
course
of
you
dirt
would.
well, then put buckets
Well,
of
the
dirt.
dirt face, of course, was real scary.
Dude, okay. We're in our classroom. Say we're in second grade. We're in
Mrs. Danley's class. King Kong Land.
King Kong Land, yes. And we're sitting there. We know if anything goes seriously wrong, some guy comes in with an AR.
Don't worry, I was police chief. Of course,
Yeah.
second term. First term, I was mayor.
Right.
I was the first mayor of King Kong Land.
Let's say you're police chief, but you're calm under the situation. We can hear he's coming down the hallway and he's just mowing
I'm probably
kids down.
giving out tickets for kids who drop paper on the ground and shit
Yeah,
like that.
no running to your bucket of rocks. Single file, orderly fashion to the
I
closet.
ruled with an iron fist, I'll have you know.
But we go there and it's like everyone grab a rock. Dude, don't you think it's bullshit? I don't want the girls grabbing rocks. They were the worst arms ever.
They throw like girls.
They throw like girls. No offense, ladies. You just did, especially at that early age. It was like, if we can only get 1 or 2 rocks, I'm taking Cindy's fucking rock, dude.
Well, I mean, it never hurts for Cindy to also have one to throw too, right?
I'd rather use Cindy as a human shield.
Where is Cindy most useful? That's a good question.
Yeah, right. Out of the way so I can stampede to my bucket of rocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need her going like this, doing that weird throw where it just goes right into the
Sure.
ground.
It's kind of a weird. Honestly, that's a pretty weird PR move, dude. I mean, didn't they think that this would get press and they'd get criticized for this? Because, I mean, at bottom, I guess it's better than nothing, right? I mean, I guess you'd rather have a bucket of rocks than nothing to throw at an assailant.
Fourth graders,
But
you're teaching fourth graders to go to the bucket of rocks.
I know, dude. I know it's
just
weird, but like, it's such a dumb thing to try to pull off.
Well, they got murdered.
But it is better than nothing.
Yeah, I suppose. You know, it's like when you were asking me the other day, is it better than nothing? I'm like, well, is a Band-Aid on something requiring a tourniquet better than nothing? I guess. You know, his thought was,
No, because a Band-Aid can never cure what a tourniquet could. But if you know the David and Goliath story, don't you, Mike?
I do,
Yeah.
But
One
didn't he have a
sling-
sheath,
he
though?
had a sling and whap.
Well, there's no slings
Yeah, but
in there.
Goliath was a giant, man.
This guy's got an AR.
Well,
and he's
you hit him
mowing
just right.
people
Hit him
down.
just right. Is the point?
The guy is standing true. The super, David Helsel, and he's like, how can you aim a gun if you're being pelted with rocks? I mean, we got a classroom of fourth graders with rock. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't care how athletic the classroom is. Pick a fourth grade classroom, give them those smooth rocks, give me an AR-15. I guarantee you within 5 minutes, they're all toast.
Yeah, but
Maybe I've got a bruise on me. Maybe I've got a couple bruises on me, but those kids are not going to beat me.
it kind of reminds me of E's argument, about sheep not wanting to get hit in the face. I mean, even, school murderers don't want to get hit in the face with a rock, We know that's for sure.
Yeah, well, nobody does. Why
So I
would
mean, you get 25 kids chucking a rock at your head. Like, I'd rather not have that happen.
Well, I'm
if
gonna
I'm
be
about to shoot people, it might just throw me off for a moment, and then Mr. Green can jump in,
Yeah.
big swinging dick, Mr. Green, and
Yeah, with Mrs. Conley in front of him.
yeah, take this guy down to Chinatown.
Here's the thing: if I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it, it's a long shot. But if I really wanted to go into this Pennsylvania school and start lighting them up, now I just know I just got to throw a motorcycle helmet on and I'm good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, because they've told me what their game plan is.
Yeah, but then you lose the vision. The peripheral's gone, man. Then Mr. Green can get you from the side. It's a good idea,
God.
dude. Bottom line,
It's not a good
It's
idea.
better than nothing.
It's not a good idea.
It's better than nothing.
Dude,
Will you agree with me?
No, I won't. This would work in Home Alone 4.
Does it make
This is a Home Alone movie thing. that would
where an
work.
iron comes swinging down and hits him in the head? Yeah, we could put an iron perched at the top of the door.
Why don't we
right?
just blowtorch the door handle so it gets
Yeah.
red hot, and when the bad guy opens the door, he burns his hand.
I don't know, dude. I mean, it's desperate as fuck.
Talk about the Hail Marys of Hail Marys. Bunch of kids with fucking rocks. Come on, man. David Hustle was like, all right, fine. As you guys just sent a letter home with the kids, like, as you know, we are being murdered
Yeah.
for my brilliant rock idea, which all I said was it was better than nothing. That was my
Did
point.
he say that, quote
No,
unquote?
That's what he meant. As
'Cause
you're
I
all
totally
aware,
agree with him.
There's
I'm with
been-
him on this, man.
there's been a great deal of media attention brought to the Blue Mountain School District. This attention was due to social media posts that took comments out of context.
Yeah, see, there's an assumption.
misrepresented our plan of response.
It's an assumption that the guy thinks it's like the cure-all, right? Like, this is how we're going to defend ourselves. No, it's just better than nothing.
Yeah. Well, he's
I
stepped
love
that
it,
back
man.
and he's like, well, fine. Wasn't the greatest idea I ever had. Starting tomorrow, we'll have armed guards in the school. But he's still sticking
See, I
to
would
it.
have been bummed had the story been that they're not getting armed guards, that people are just laughing at them, so they're taking the rocks out. You know, that would be bullshit. Because everybody can agree, like, there's a chance
You're
some
giving us a
fourth grader
chance.
could fucking whip one right between the eyes and
Well,
take this guy down to Chinatown,
Why
like I
don't-
said.
just use your books.
Books don't fly. You come on, man. You've all stood at bus stops and thrown rocks at
Yeah.
signs. You know what kind of damage a rock can do?
You can wing
Fuck
a rock.
yes.
Dude, it would take the perfect shot. You dot someone between the eyes or a temple.
Dude, how much time did you
shot.
spend as a fourth grader
Yeah.
whipping rocks at signs, though?
Yeah,
there's
that's
some
pretty damn good.
Yeah, there's some damn good arms out there in fourth
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he was saying students were encouraged to arm themselves with a stone and get out of the shooter's line of sight rather than just crawl under your desk and be, sit and duck. So basically what he's saying is like, look, better than nothing. I don't know,
like
man.
fight back. You saw what the Ewoks did on the green moon of Endor.
Yeah, but there was so many of them.
Yeah, but they're
And stormtroopers are notoriously shit shots.
I know that, but they're fighting with rocks and clubs and shit. It
Yeah.
can happen, Mike.
We wanted to provide some type of last response to an intruder rather than crawling under the desk and getting shot.
I love it, man. I love this. More and more, dude. The more we talk about it, I love this response. Get a bucket of rocks for my kids' classes, every one of them.
Did you get on the doorstop yet?
No. Big 5-gallon bucket of river stones.
So Jay's on board with Dave Helsel.
What about just pea gravel? Just a handful of pea. Boom! It's
That's a 2018 dirt face.
It is,
It's
but
awesome.
it's basically a shotgun, you know?
Can you imagine? Each classroom, there's a bobcat that just dumps like 200 pounds of gravel into the corner. Every classroom now is just, they just keep a tarp over it. And once they hear that guy, everyone,
Grab your rocks!
grab your gravel. So Jay's on board with Dave.
I'm
who
totally
cleaned
on
this
board with
up and
this.
was just like, I figured it out. I solved the problem.
No, he didn't say that, and that's the key, man. I want to be clear. This is not a solution, but
Yeah.
it's better than nothing, Mike. And I don't like the criticism that this guy's getting.
So, all right, you're going to like this. So if the intruder gets near a certain class, you guys are supposed to bolt the door and then arm yourselves with one of the rocks. While I don't like that we need to do this, this response is better than doing nothing.
Bam!
Quote. It's a quote.
Who can argue with that?
I like that he was laughed into submission, and now he's like, fine, we can have guys with guns in here, fine. And I don't know why that's such a terrible thing. Like kids see armed people at banks. Kids see, security individuals at malls. They see, it's not like having some guy in the corner that's just there to protect you. It's like it's an armed police state. It's like, well, kids see cops and security things everywhere they go. It's not that big a deal. I would feel much safer if I had a kid there with a cop somewhere in the classroom than a bucket of rocks in the closet. That's just me.
Insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we even have or who provides it. Well, let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900, and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Did you like the game Highest Card?
I don't remember that.
Kind of like War, highest card wins.
I remember War vividly.
So you
played
throw it on
in
a
the last
5, I
30
throw it on a
days, I'd say.
7.
Yeah.
Bang,
that's war,
I win,
dude.
you suck.
That's War.
Yeah. Well, Highest Card wins. There's
It's
a
War. I've
fascinating.
never heard it called Highest Card Wins. It's War.
Well, it's just Highest Card wins unless you tie.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
the
go to
thing.
war.
That's the thing. There it is a different game because war is you like split the deck right in half or something, and then whoever ends up with I forget how it works, but highest card is literally just boom right there, one go. It'd be like flipping a coin, heads tails.
Well, there's a fascinating new experiment, social experiment.
Wait, tell me how you play this again.
It's just Highest Card wins.
You flip a card.
Flip a card. What do you got?
So you dole out 2 cards and then you flip it over.
Right.
Yeah, we've each got half a deck, and it's like,
Dude, all that is war with an extra step, man.
It's not even an extra step. It's less steps because there's no.
No, just split the deck and then turn your fucking card over. Like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. That's war.
Yeah, but then
It's a stupid game. I don't
we
like
both throw up a 7.
It's not the point whether it's
Now
a
we're going
stupid
to
game
war.
or not. The point is that it is a different game.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus is here.
That's right. Welcome
I don't
back,
think it
Jesus.
is. I think it's war with an extra step, an unnecessary step.
You know, it really has almost nothing to do with the story. Like, it's just a.
You asked me if I like
place-
the game.
A place setter. I even prefaced it by saying it's kind of like war.
Yeah,
You know, because we've
you
all
asked me
played
if I
war.
like the game.
Sounds like you've never played it. So we've got some girls, and their parents are coming in, and they're going to play highest card. Highest card wins.
Not
what they're gonna
war.
Play. Not war. No. And the girls had some interesting questions. Isis, do you have the video there? This is getting serious, Jay.
These little peanuts.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're little peanuts.
They're little tiny girls.
Between 7 and 11.
Excellent.
Is there audio?
They're
Isis?
cute.
We asked
Yes,
adults to
adults.
teach children. A simple game of cards.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're going to play a game today.
The highest card wins.
Yeah.
So, first card.
7.
You win that round?
Yes.
Well done.
Sorry, I've got 5.
Loser.
You win again?
So just
It's a king and a queen. So that means I win.
Why?
oh no. Oh, the king is better than the queen. How do we explain this? How do we explain this to these children, Mike?
I don't really get that.
The king outranks the queen.
So girls are never better than boys.
God damn it! We are so far around the bend. This is so stupid.
Isis
What are
wins.
we doing?
Isis wins.
I totally agree.
What are we doing,
These
man?
adults are just stumped.
They're gobsmacked.
Yeah.
How do I explain this to this child?
I would just go, sweetheart, the king is so much stronger
Yeah.
than a queen.
He's physically
He's
stronger.
physically
Bam.
bigger.
Biology says so.
Mentally, he's way smarter. Whatever you want to say. And sweetheart, again, you're proving how soft and weak you are by even bitching about this.
I would never go mentally, but I would definitely go physically in this instance,
I-
Mike.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I crossed the line. They're trying to make a joke in the moment. I think women are smart as guys sometimes.
That wasn't funny, Mike. Some were offended by it.
What you were looking at there is the hashtag Queen Rules project. It's launched on International Women's Day and hopes to encourage a new way to play cards where the queen always outranks the king.
Well, why is that then? Why aren't they just equal?
Just change the game, man. I mean, it's like, can't we have any truths?
Is this gonna affect
Are there
Vegas?
any truths?
No.
Truths?
No. Okay, here's what we do. So it goes ace through 10, and then we got jack, queen, king, right?
Wait a second. The queen outranks the jack.
So why don't, going forward, our new decks of cards just go through 13? You know what I mean?
Have a chick on top, you mean? Who doesn't like a chick on top? Am I right, Isis? Isis, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Now you're talking.
Man who enjoys
No, we
that.
just,
Have a cowgirl?
Instead of going jack, queen, king, we just go 11, 12, 13. And then highest card wins. It's a great game.
Sure.
Because we
That's
What
can't
happens
tell
to
kids,
poker
like,
It's the
and
equivalent of
blackjack
well, I don't know.
and all those other games?
Well, we're going to have to change it all because, hashtag Queen Rules.
just so stupid.
Can you believe it, dude?
No, I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
I know. I was hoping you hadn't seen that because
Never
I'm like,
heard of it.
Jay is going to love this. Like, we are getting so into the weeds on this garbage. I thought person kind.
I like to
people-
say people kind.
People kind. It's less, it's more inclusive. Dork. Yeah, I don't know where this all goes, but if we're just searching out things where we could make some point about
Isn't it simpler than trying to make a huge social statement to the child? Just go, yeah, that's just the game. Yeah, the kings are higher than queens, aces are higher than kings.
Yeah.
That's just the game. But
this game.
yeah.
And
But instead, it's like a homo milk moment, where I'm
Yeah.
a kid, and any new listeners, at one point I'm driving home, me and my brother are in the back seat after my dad picks up some milk, and back in the 80s, it was common to have homogenized milk,
And it would just say
abbreviated
homo
homo milk. And so me and my brother are like quizzically like, hey, Dad, what does homo milk mean? And instead of just answering what homogenized milk is, he goes into this whole, well, when a man loves another man, and we're just
puts his penis into his asshole and pumps away many
produces
times,
homo milk.
and then he pulls out and what he shoots on the other gentleman's back, his friend, is what we consider homo milk. I believe is how your dad.
But that's what it reminds me of, It's
Yeah.
like this kid looking quizzical. What is a king beat a queen. That's just the game.
And I'm going out on a limb here because I hadn't thought about it until right now, but I'm sure there are games out there where the queen is the shit.
I would,
you know what I mean?
Suppose,
like
yeah.
There are so many card games that I don't know either, but you probably are
Is there
right.
a game
Like,
called Queens? I'm just guessing.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
there is. And is she just a pussy? She's the shit.
I mean,
until
isn't
a king
the
comes
queen,
along
the
and
Queen
knocks
of
her down?
Hearts in Alice in Wonderland? Isn't she the ruler, the shit, right?
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
of England, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of the shit over there.
Yeah.
If you're into those things.
But in this particular game, though, there's a king
This is
above. So now
that's just what we call it.
stomped
It could
parents.
be.
What would you do if it was like you and Sweet Pie do this and you're blind and she goes, "But Daddy, why does Queen lose to King? Does that mean that women are not as good as men?"
Say no. We're playing a game. This has nothing to do with whether men are better than women, and of course they're not. But a king beats a queen.
Why aren't they equal? Because it's a man and a
Because
woman.
it's a goddamn game, Sweet Pie.
But it's a lady one and a man one. Why is the lady one not as good as the man one?
You're so far.
Because it's a fucking card. Shut up. It's a card game.
Not everything is social commentary. Sweet Pie.
Chick who put her virginity up for sale.
Yeah, I remember that. That was years ago, right?
Yeah,
Talked about
2
that
years
case.
ago. She's accepted a final offer. Dude, I'm telling you,
Boy, way to
whatever. She
hold
wants to sell her vagine for something fine. Do you think that's a $1.4 million vagine?
God, no.
Not even close,
I said
right?
it at the time. The chick's gross.
She is. This has to take place in I think Germany, in some hotel in Germany where it's legal.
What a skank.
Yeah. Cinderella escorts.
I'm calling a virgin a skank. Isn't that incredible? But
It
she
is. Yeah. She's kind of got a point, though. There was like a Hollywood actor who won this. She's like, oh, my God, I'm actually a fan of this guy's. And so I'm more nervous as a fan than I am to lose my virginity. The other guys that
Who
were
is
up
this?
for
Like
this.
Tom Sizemore or some shit? You know what I
No,
mean? Charlie Sheen.
Tom Sizemore doesn't have $1.4 million.
It's got to be Charlie Sheen then, right? It's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, she's not even that hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Chuck Sheen would jump all over that, right?
Maybe.
You know, I got tiger blood, man.
Man, tiger blood, man. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen.
Chuck Sheen would be all over that shit for 1.4.
That's just too obvious, though. I'm guessing it's
yeah,
not
but
Charlie Sheen.
What was the last thing we were talking about? And it was Chuck Sheen's too
AIDS.
obvious, and it was Chuck Sheen.
Yeah, AIDS. But okay.
Wow, winning.
But if I gave you Chuck Sheen or the field, I mean, I'll take the field all day long.
I don't know, man.
Really?
This is like right down.
I know
Chuck
it's
Sheen's.
It's too cliche.
It's
too
right in his wheelhouse.
The other outbid a businessman from Munich and a Man U football player in London.
Okay.
What's wrong with these guys?
Yeah.
I'm 26, so they're like, yep, we've got a doctor here who's checked her vagine out thoroughly and
Did he inspect her
guarantees-
hymen?
Yeah, guarantees.
Dude, I didn't think that was honestly physically possible to guarantee that someone's a virgin.
Well, if you're not comfortable with it, when you meet her at the hotel, can bring your own doctor who can dig right in there and see
Honestly,
what's going
dude,
on.
Like, I know that sort of was the archaic view. Oh, have her hymen looked at to make
Yeah.
sure she's a virgin before you marry her. Like, dude, I don't know that that's the case, man.
Isn't that something where
I think
half
chicks
the time
can be sleeping and move wrong and the shit breaks.
Isn't that something where you like riding a bike, chicks will bust their
Yeah,
hymen?
tampon, whatever. I mean,
Yeah. Well, if they're in and out with the tampon,
Well.
sure, over and over.
they do that, right? I mean, they kind of get excited by it. And, yeah,
Oh,
piece
yeah.
of cotton there.
Sure. So doing this, her argument is, look, I'm 26. I was waiting for marriage. I didn't, but I kind of
I
want to
mean,
get
she
laid.
spent 3 or 4 years on this. She couldn't find a dude in 3 or 4 years that was suitable.
But she's like, look, I could go bang some dude that I'll probably end up breaking up with anyways. Why not take $1.4 million? My parents are behind it. I can get $1.4 million to just bang this dude, and then I
Because
can.
it literally makes you a prostitute.
Yeah.
Literally.
She's like, yeah, that's archaic thinking, and I don't
Yeah.
care. I
Culturally,
don't care.
isn't that amazing? That
Yeah.
culturally, that just doesn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are behind it. Good
Yeah.
for you. Hey,
Cool. She's like, I want to start my own business and just like get out in the world and stuff like that. And so I think you're kind of retarded if you just like bang your high school boyfriend for nothing. Loser. I got 1.4 mil. So good for her, I
Yeah.
guess. Happens in April. Still, one of the weirdest things to me is we haven't talked about it in a long time, but it's still to date the only thing I can think of where you can get it for free, but the minute you pay for it, it becomes illegal. Like there's no other thing I can think of where it's free all day long. You go to the bar, grab some skank out of there, take her home, bang her, whatever. The minute you pay her, it becomes illegal. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
You were more impressed with that statement 4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember you bringing that up. I think I threw something at you, and
I
you're
don't
like,
think you
"Oh
did.
shit,
I don't think you
drugs or
did.
something."
Drugs. Where are you getting these free drugs? And why would they be illegal when you paid for them? Seems the exact opposite would be true.
I don't know. I remember bringing something up and
Nah, I
being
don't think
like,
you did.
how about that? Huh?
Nah,
Huh?
I don't think you did.
Hey, everybody, please use our affiliate links. You'll see our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold. Above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Click on them, shop away. It doesn't cost any more. The key is, however, that you click through our links. Also, make sure you're shopping MyPillow.com.
Yes.
For all your betting-related needs, use TDC code for the very best discount. Moreover,
Dude, they have so much shit, too. Have you gone to their website, MyPillow?
I've not in a while, but
Go there, because
yeah,
we've ordered
travel
some things.
stuff and
They
pet
want us-
beds and
Yeah,
stadium seats.
Dude, there's some killer shit there. Please use TDC code. They've given us some stuff to try, and been very impressed with all of it.
And make sure also, if you want to write in the show, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Send your thoughts to email@DetroitCast.com. Mike, we do have some email.
What do we got?
Well, Joseph writes in, podcast villains. I just wanted to take a minute. I was going to say moment, but he actually says minute, to give accountant and TDC sponsor Kyle Mayer credit where credit is due. We had some scheduling conflicts this year, so we couldn't just set up a standard appointment with Kyle like we had done in the past. So this year he accommodated us by making a house call and filed our taxes from within our own home. He's a stand-up dude. So if anyone is on the fence about filing with Kyle, then I would implore you to reach out to him. You really can't go wrong with that decision. Joseph adds, I was listening to Etard's musical rendition from the Kennedys. Of course, he videoed himself singing a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And I believe we've struck gold. Maybe it's time to broaden the scope of this day in history with Big E. The resident retard has come gross a long way with his weekly shtick. So how about once a month his history lesson has to be on a song that debuted that day? And instead of the standard history lesson, that son of a bitch has to sing along with the track.
I like it.
He can sip on Grandpa's cough medicine beforehand if needed, maybe vote on it.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea.
Boy,
Karaoke with Big E once a week, I love it.
how about that? We just take it out of the history realm and
Yeah.
yes,
Whoa. For
karaoke
what he said
with
once
Big
a
E.
month. He actually said.
All
He
right,
did
we
not
do
say
Big
once.
E karaoke once a month. Pick any song you want, E. And you have to stand up in front of the class. We can dim lights, whatever.
He's got to do a corresponding dance.
He's not going to be able to do the snake, dude.
He's got to at
Or the
least
serpent. Is it the
serpentine.
Serpentine.
Axel.
Which you do better than Axel nowadays.
He's got to at least snap his fingers, stomp his foot, something. He's got to sway to the beat.
Here's the thing. Take a knee E is so prevalent that he's just going to go, fuck you, dude.
Great point.
Dude, I don't sing, dude.
And then Mike and I will have to carry it. Oh, the
Small things.
And there'll be E in the background.
You
saying,
think-
fly the stairs. Surprise.
Listen, I know she cares.
Say it ain't
I
so.
don't like singing.
I do not go. None of nights off. None
Carry
of
me
night home.
Na 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 na. Righty?
Yeah, that's
where
where
it's
what's going
going.
to happen.
If we could guarantee that E like actually tried,
Well, you know what?
And belted it out?
We could thretten
Fuck
to
yes,
end his
I'm in.
contract, if not.
all right, what could we
We've
offer
got
him to make it
people-
worth it?
Look, Timothy came in here and kind of killed it yesterday. Would you agree?
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, he's flipping from camera angles. Number one, he comes in and sets up new cameras.
Yeah.
He's like, look, guys, let's go next level here. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Let's do it right.
Jesus has limited the viewers. I mean, we have very few YouTube viewers.
He
but
hasn't
those
even
who,
used this camera.
those
today.
who
I haven't
do-
seen this
It's
one
not
turned
true.
on yet.
I've used all three of them today. Not true at all.
Those who do watch were limited to my over-the-shoulder.
Yeah.
You know,
Terrible.
can't even see Jesus because he's
I
hiding
thought you were going
behind
to
you.
say boulder holder. I can't hear over the shoulder. I'm sorry, over the shoulder boulder holder. It was like what kids called bras, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
They did.
Go ahead.
So
Over the shoulder.
Timothy
view,
comes
yeah.
in here, his own cameras. He hooks them up. We're killing it. He's flipping. It's dynamic. It's a dynamic production.
It was popping.
We start talking about shit. Timothy has shit up on the screen. We can see it. We can follow along. He's answering
Yeah.
questions.
He was anticipating, is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's acting like a producer, you know?
Then do what you got to do. I don't know.
He was game for it. There
Okay.
was no taking knees. There
Well,
was not even a hint.
you guys
of
run a
taking
business,
knees.
not me. So
Yeah. Good point. I wanted to take care of that. I called you a dozen times this weekend to relieve you of your duties, but I couldn't get a hold of you.
you could have told me to leave when I got here.
We asked you to get here early for a meeting, but
Did you?
you didn't because
For a meeting, not a meal.
Yeah, because your mom was
Odd,
driving you.
because I was here. Oh, never mind.
Noel writes in with a grievance. Noel, we haven't heard from our friend Noel in a while. He's a longtime listener and emailer.
He hits up more at the Yuletide than anything.
Yeah. I am usually a cool breeze, but certain things piss us all off from time to time. This gets my goat. Start the clock, says Noel. I've seen this more than once, specifically at the 7-Eleven by my house. These tiny little men with big tricked-out trucks that park, not in the handicap spot, but literally in front of the entrance path to the sidewalk where there's no spot at all. Mind you, there are about 10 open spots in the lot, so they're actually blocking the path for anyone that can't step up the little curb, i.e. wheelchairs or walkers with tennis balls. The one dude was 40-plus with gel in his hair and 2 hoop earrings like he was in a boy band. Get the fuck out of here, guy. I just looked at him and shook my damn head. I'm sure they are a joy on the road as well. Fucking pricks. Anyway, good day, gentlemen. Noel.
So where is he? I'm trying to...
You know how there's that little dip down in the sidewalk that allows people to walk?
Drive a cart or...
Yeah, drive a cart or, like he says, wheelchair.
Yeah.
Or, it's the slope.
Sure.
That requires you not to step up.
Outmoded. Sorry if any of our Asian listeners were... paying close attention. Anyway, go ahead.
For that. Deep apologies.
Yeah,
you get what he's saying.
Totally. So people park there?
Boy, I gotta tell you, Noel. I mean, I hate douchers too, but
I was with him, the tiny man with the big truck douche
little
guy.
Yeah, I thought that's where we were going.
Yeah.
Big yellow truck. It's usually yellow, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's usually pulling a few wave runners.
Hell yeah. Got, a cartoon cat pissing or something.
Yes.
Sticker on the back. Yeah, love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're with you. We're with you. And then he got into, I guess he's championing for people in wheelchairs or walkers or tennis balls. I don't know, Noel. I think it's a pretty narrow grievance.
Boy, oh boy.
I thought he was going to grieve about assholes that just use 2 parking spaces because they think they're so much better than others. Though that one to me...
That's such an obvious one. The guy that parks in sideways and takes 2 spots. Fuck that guy. It's such an obvious... Everybody hates that guy that it's not
but I just thought that...
About.
But it's
where I thought he was going was his big-ass truck parks on the... you've got your lane... We've each got our lane, and he takes up more than his lane. And so he kind of creeps in this lane, and he fucks up the order of parking in the lot, which I would have been on board with. But
I think there's a lot there, Noel, for you to work with. I'm not sure a grievance found you. I think you were looking for a grievance.
Yeah.
Wait for it to find you. Wait for it to find you.
Yeah.
Just keep mulling about out in the public. It'll find you, sir. You'll know it. It'll rise up and bite you.
You're saying he's got the right ingredients.
Yes, they're all there. They're at 7-Eleven, douche with 2 hoop earrings, gel in his hair, 40 plus, yellow truck, big truck, sidewalk parking. It's all there.
It's all there.
It's just,
everything for an absolute... What you're looking for is bona fide as soon as you start reading. He's got the ingredients. We've just got to get the right stew mix going.
Noel, you're on the right track.
Yeah. Keep working at it. Get back to us.
Mike will save the rest for tomorrow. Very good. Isis will bid you adieu. Get you home, get you some sleep. Oh, wait, you got to wait for your mom, right?
Yeah.
So
Mommy's picking him up from school today.
Yes.
E, I'm sorry about your phone. That sucks. Welcome
and your
home.
car.
What
that
it is.
sucks.
Your car. Yeah, not getting laid. All of it sucks. So, anyway, have a great rest of the day, everybody. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.